friends, it's Amy at Doki Doki Forest. Welcome, I'm so glad you are here. Now today, I thought we would work in the positivity journal or mindfulness journal. So what we are going to do is have a little bit of time to play first and kind of warm up and get into the creative zone. Then we will pick one of the quotes from my box here, and these are all words and phrases that just, bring a little positivity or a little reminder to be good to ourselves or some encouragement. They're just all, mindful, positive, self-care sorts of phrases. And then after we pick our phrase, we'll use that to build one of the pages in our book. This one we did last time. This is our first page that we did, besides just having the playtime where we did some watercolor painting, like this. And this was our warm-up exercise last time, was doing the watercolor painting. And this is also part of hashtag gentle journaling, which is a hashtag started by Janet Nash. I'll have her information down below. You probably already know her, but she encourages, just having some gentle, quiet playtime in your journal or art book or whatever you're working in, and just being, kind to yourself and enjoying the process. And that's exactly what we are going to do today. So for today's warm-up, I'm going to get out my little container here. It's a little, that one was just resting on top. My little tin here, this is a Trader Joe's tin from Christmas that I have repurposed into holding some of my favorite colors of acrylic. These are not, for the most part, these are not expensive paints or anything like that. I think this one's a little more higher end, but for the most part, these are just paints I got. This one's really old, this neon one, but I love that. And then a lot of them are just these Ceram coat ones that I got in a set. And those are just easily available online. I have a large brush here. It's size 30, and I thought we could play with that to make some marks. And I have this brush, which is dry and brittle, but it's just perfect for scraping and making some marks, or at least I think it'll be cool. We'll try it out. And we're going to begin everything by using this brayer. We're going to just put some paint colors down on some pages and roll it out. And after we roll it out, then we'll go back and do some mark making. And we might just use our finger and do a little mark making as well. So I encourage you to get out your art supplies. If you have any paints, you can get them out and play along with me. And this is just going to be a little warm up. And then afterwards, I'll be back, we'll pick our phrase, and we will get into building our page. And the whole point of doing these warm-ups is just because I think sometimes it's hard to sit down and immediately go into building a page. That can just kind of be overwhelming or a lot. So I feel like it's nice to kind of ease in, to warm up, to do something that doesn't have a point. You're not worried about the end product, you're just playing, and it just kind of gets you relaxed. And you don't even have to do anything beyond that. You can just play and be done. But I think it's just really nice to have something that's just simple, just to ease into your creative endeavors. Okay, so playing around with the acrylic paint, we were able to make 3 backgrounds that we can build on or not. These can just be for play. So we have this one with the warm tones. We have this one, which reminds me of like 80s for sure. And as you can see, you can get some pretty cool marks using an old brush. So if you have some old brush that's dried out, maybe it still has paint in here, you can't quite get the bristles to come back, hold on to it because it's really fun to just use as a dry brush and just make marks, and you don't have to think about it. You can just swirl, you can do stripes, and it's very relaxing to just kind of play with the brush and just let it do what it wants and don't worry about what happens. So definitely hold on to old brushes, they're wonderful. And then in the center we have this one, which I thought the smush paint was going to work cool, but I felt like it didn't really smush as much. So I'll revisit that one and try it again another day. Maybe I'll add some more paint next time. So I just swirled it around with this brush again, and I really like how it almost looks like a nice smoky mist sort of effect. And I did 1 page in the front, 1 page in the middle, and then 1 page in the back, because I'm trying to just space out where I do my pages, so that way the spine will hopefully not get too warped. It'll get warped, but hopefully not all on one side, like everything's over here and then, you know, there's just a couple pages there. So just trying to spread out where I'm doing the pages. All right, so now that we have warmed up for now, we are going to pick our words that will inspire our journal page today. So I'm going to shake up this box, and I won't look. I'm going to open it from the back. I'm going to reach in, and I'll just trust I get whatever message I need for the day. Oh, and this one I cut off by accident. It's supposed to say, remember to take care of your inner child. But I sort of cut that off. And this is so important. Always let your inner child come out to play. And those warm-up activities are perfect ways to let that inner child just have fun. You know, you're kind of taking yourself out of it. You know, your criticisms or your judgment or anything like that. You know, you're just playing and letting your inner child just go wild with the art supplies. You know, grab what's on your desk, use it, and just with wild abandon. All right, I'm going to go see. What I like to do is go and check and see if I have some images perhaps that I can use to get me started on this. So I'll be right back. I will go have a look and see what I can find. Okay, so I went looking, and I will show you what I found for some images that we could use to build our page for remember to take care of your inner child. Remember to take care, and remember to write all your letters if possible. So I found this image, which I thought was probably either my inner child or perhaps Barbara's with the unicorn. So I kind of like how they're painting together, they're having fun. So I love that image. I have this, which is a little twin stars piece of stationery. And when I was a little girl, there used to be this shop at the mall, and it had this one display that was all Sanrio. And I remember really wanting this little lunchbox that had these characters on it. So that could be for my inner child. I found these wings, which I love. It was a jewelry ad, so I don't want the jewelry, but I thought I could make a fairy of some kind. And I was thinking a person at first, but then I found this image of these manatees, and when I was younger, middle school though this time, I went to Bishop Planetarium in, I think it's in Bradenton, Florida, and it was the first time in my life I ever saw or heard about a manatee, and the manatee's name was Snooty, and it made a huge impact on me where I fell in love immediately. So I thought maybe I could have this little manatee would have the wings. It's a little fairy tea. So I'm thinking about that. I found this image, which I think, you know, just really speaks to those words to me. The image looks like, you know, taking care of the inner child. So it could be someone with a baby, but it could also just be somebody, you know, healing and taking care of their inner child. So I love that. I have this sticker from the Dollar Tree, which was in my pile of things I'm going to put in an 80s journal someday. But I may just go ahead and use it here, and then, you know, maybe I'll just find another one. And if not, that's okay. I just want to use stuff as I go. I have this painty paper that I made that's like shiny and glittery. So I thought maybe I could just rip some strips of this to put on the page as well. It's got nice bright colors. Of course, my inner child loves rainbows. So I have these heart rainbows. I believe these are from the Dollar Tree as well. So I'll stick some of those on. And of course, my inner child loves My Little Pony, and I have these amazing stickers from Desert Cactus. They're just on Amazon, but these are really thick, nice stickers. So I'm thinking of putting something from here on. So those are all the things I found. And, you know, it's cool because we can all look at this quote. Let me know if you're going to make a page for this quote as well. But the cool thing is that all of us will see and find different images that speak to that quote and that connect to our personal, you know, inner child. So I'm really interested. Let me know if there's images that remind you of your inner child. I was thinking, oh, I just saw a rainbow page. We could use this page to build, but, oh, I opened right to it. I was actually thinking, because we just did this one that looks pretty 80s, you know, maybe we'll just start putting some things on here and seeing how it looks. Because this is a similar color scheme. So that could go like right down there. And then the wings could go over there. I can cut out the manatee to see how that looks. I'll fussy cut this and you know, get a bit more of that out. And, yeah, let me fussy cut these two things. It'll be a lot easier to play with if I do that. So let me trim those and I'll be right back. Okay, so I just ripped, there was one more edge on here that hadn't been ripped yet. So I ripped that off. I trimmed our little manatees. They really blend in. I just got both of them. Let's see how they look with the wings. So if I have the wings like here, and then I have this little guy. It's so cute. Oh, love manatees. Oh, this one looks good too, though. I actually thought this was going to be the one for sure, but I don't know. The only thing is I don't like seeing the jewels, so I'm just going to trim this out and see if maybe I can get less of those jewels to show if I trim it, so that way we can move the wings in more. So that's less jewels. I don't mind seeing a couple like that, I guess. Alright, so we have that manatee, or this one. But this one's really cute. Oh my gosh, wait a minute. I could make this one holding a fairy wand. That would be so cute. But I wonder if I should put it on this page so it can be sprinkling magic onto the page. I think I will do that. I think I'll put the manatee over here. So I'll probably put this down here. Oh yeah, he could be sprinkling and helping the inner child. We could have another little manatee flying over here. Another fairy manatee. Now this image I love. I could just put it here, but I can't tell if that's like, I love it, but I'm wondering if it's a little too much. Let me figure out what I'm going to use. Am I going to use this? Maybe not, unless I do something like that. Unless I put the manatee here. Okay, so maybe I won't use that. Let's take this out. See if we want to use this. I mean, that would look super cool. But again, I feel like it needs to go that way. What if I put this up like, can I put this down here? Oh, these decisions are tricky. I think I really like this being down here. And the manatee kind of maybe tilted that way a bit more. I do really want to use this image. Let me leave that there for now. And where would this unicorn go? Let me trim off this back so I can put it on the page easier and kind of see what it looks like. All right. So if I take this one, oh, I love it with the background, but I just don't know if it's going to work. I might be better off using these, probably these two ponies, maybe putting them right here. And then adding some hearts. And then do I want to add some of this paper to break it up? Let's tear it and see how it looks. Let me see. So if I add a little of this, does that look good? Oh, I kind of like that. I like that. Let me see. Let's get some more. That's another great thing, is just grabbing some of your paper, tearing it up, and using it. It can be painty paper, it can be newspaper, whatever stationery you have. And that will kind of, maybe that'll look good with this character too. Kind of give them a little something. Or I could put it under. And what about behind the manatee maybe? Maybe like this. Wow, I like that shine. I don't know if you can see that. It's really glittery. Oh, sorry if my voice gets a little louder, because sometimes I stand up to work on my project. So if I get a little louder, I'm standing up, and if I get a little quieter, I'm sitting down. So sorry about that. Yeah, I actually really like this paper. Maybe I want a bigger piece to go behind the manatee. Because I feel like it, oh, I don't like this sharp edge though. I want to be soft edges. Alright. So if I do that, it's a bigger piece. And then I do my manatee. Kind of makes the wings show up more, because now there's something to break up the background a bit. Now I'm like, should I put more on here too? Should I put more down below? Yeah, I kind of really like breaking up this page. I could do like that and like that. What do you think? They're making rainbows, and then I have to have some place to actually put the quote, so maybe like right here. What do you think of that, for gluing those things down, then adding a little something else? I feel like I need to add some white here, like some little white dots or something. And, you know, don't worry about covering up the background, because it's just so easy to make another one. It was just really a place to start. It didn't have to be the background. It's okay to cover it, because you let yourself play, which was the important thing. And it's still there, even if you can't see it. You know, you still worked on it and did that layer. And You can always make more. It's so easy. So don't feel too precious about it, about covering things up. Because the most important thing, like I said, is just to know that you gave yourself that time, allowed yourself that time to have fun. And I'm just trying to add a little bit of white. I don't know, I just felt like it needed little dots here and there. And if you don't want to use your finger, you certainly don't have to. You can use a cork. You can use the end of a paintbrush or whatever. You know, just see what you have around and use that. You don't have to use your finger, though. Because I know some people don't like that sensation of the paint, that feeling. And I totally understand and respect that. I think we're going to get gluing. Yeah. Let's get gluing. I'm going to use a combination of glues. For the painty paper, I will use a tacky glue because I don't think my glue stick will be strong enough to hold that down. I think it'll keep lifting up. So we are going to use the old tacky glue. This stuff is great. I don't know why I'm putting it on the paper instead of the paper. The paper instead of the paper. The background instead of on here. And really try to get this edge down if I can, just because I don't want these edges to keep lifting up. So let's see. There we go. Just put that right on there for a minute. All right, Manatee, we will gently move you for just a moment. And we will put this paper on. And when you put your tacky glue on, you can spread it out with your finger if you want, so it gets a little bit thinner. Of course, now I don't remember how I had this, but we'll just glue it. I could do this. This would be good, because then I remember where it was instead of lifting it completely up. There you go, Amy. Now you're thinking. Yeah, and these will tend to want to lift up as well. So then I have to get my trusty squirrel, chipmunk, probably squirrel. That tail's pretty long. There we go. We got to train these things sometimes. And you can always use your tacky glue bottle because that's pretty heavy. So it works well as a weight. And then we'll glue on top of that. And just build our page up. Trying to make sure I have it under these little sharp edges, because those will definitely want to lift. And it's okay, you can just add glue later if you notice something's doing that, lifting up where you didn't want it to. See, it's still doing it over here. Still being a bit stubborn over there, and that's just because that paper is a bit thick. I'll just rotate Mr. Squirrel. And then over here, I will now apply the bottle. So I think we can glue this on. Now, because this is painted with acrylic, I'm not sure how the glue stick will work. It may lift. It may not want to glue onto the paint. So if that happens, we will adjust and use a different glue. So let me get my book. I put my image on here. And glue, I think. So I'm going to see how that works. Hopefully that will do the trick. And then we want this one down here, so I'm going to glue that. Looks good right there. Now let's see what we can do on this page. We have our butterfly. Now this is going to be a little bit tricky. Maybe not. Just want to make sure I try to glue it properly. I think that's a good spot right there. So let's give that a go. I'm just going to move that up a little bit because I don't want that little piece to go off the page. Alright, so we got that. We've got, so this means this one would be like right about here. And this little wing might go in the fold, that's okay. Yeah, this Scotch Permanent seems like it's working well with the acrylic paint. It doesn't seem to mind it. Let's get our manatee on. There we go. And we gotta make a little magic wand for this manatee. So I'll probably do that on some watercolor paper. And I always have some scraps of watercolor around, like this. And I don't need a lot because it's just a little magic wand. So let's see, we probably want it to be a little, we want it to have a star. And then have like a, I'm gonna have a swirly kind of wand here. There we go. Alright, so I gave that a quick dry. Let me just move this aside for 1 second. Okay, I've moved those things to the side so we can paint. I have some shiny paints and some just regular watercolor paints here. So we'll do a little yellow star and maybe like a brown and green branch, so it's kind of like a tree branch. It's got some moss on it, and my favorite color is green. There we go. I don't know, I feel like I want to have some blue too. There we go, that's good. Now we'll dry that. Okay, so now we're just going to get a little bit of this gold here on this teeny little palette, or tin, and we're just going to color this. And then I'm just going to add a little more blue. I want this to look a little more magical. So we'll add a little blue there, and maybe a little of this green shimmer to the top, because it is a manatee, so they're using some like ocean magic. So we want there to be some oceany kind of colors here. There we go. Alright, we'll dry that and cut it out. Alright, and here's the wand. I'm not sure if you can see, I just added some little white marks to it as well. Little details. And now we can hold it. Look at that. We'll use tacky glue on that because that is watercolor paper. Spread it out on there and then glue it in. Ta-da! And that just reminded me of something. Let me look for something. I'll be right back. Okay, so what I was reminded of was that I remember having this image here. It was a seashell image that was just on the side of a catalog. I think it was like Somerset Studio or something like that. Or no, not Somerset Studio, Sundance. It was just a catalog. And I liked these shells because I thought this shell I could cut out and make a unicorn horn. But then I realized it's going the wrong way on the manatee, so it'll look like a dunce cap. And I don't want him to have a dunce cap, so I wonder if I can trim it though to make it look, but I thought make it look like a horn. But I was thinking like it would be so cute though, because it's a shell. So you know what I can do? I can trim it the other way, and now I have a unicorn. What do you think? Does it still just look like a party hat? Or a dunce cap kind of thing? I mean, I really want it to look like a unicorn horn, but I don't know, I feel like maybe it looks weird. Maybe if I make it smaller? Or thinner? Let me see. Is this any better? I trimmed it just a little bit. Oh, I think that's better. Then it doesn't look like a party hat. I'm gonna glue it on. My inner child wants to glue that on. So we're gonna just go for it. There we go. Okay. So we have these things. Oh, I found this picture too I was going to show you. I thought this reminded me of my inner child too, because I used to have this blue bike that was like this beautiful, like teal color bike, and it had clouds on it, and I used to just ride around all day. So I thought maybe I could include that. Not sure. I'm going to just trim it out and have it as an option. It's always good to have options. But I think I'll put the other things on first and then see where I'm at. But I thought that might look cute, like right there. So I'm going to just put that there. I'm not going to glue it or anything, but just place it there, I should say. And we still have these hearts to put on. And we still have these ponies. Let me see if they look good. Okay. Took a little work to get them off the page. Let's see where they can go. Now they're flying around too. So they could be flying around like over here. Down here. I don't think over here. I think they should be over here because we already have our flying character here. I feel like they should go like right here. And we're just going to go for it. Alright. My inner child is pleased that we have ponies on the page. And we need some hearts. These might need a little bit of glue. In fact, I'm just going to go ahead and glue them because they are from the Dollar Tree, so they may not. Do I want to trim those? I think I'm going to leave them. I wondered if I wanted to trim that white border, but I think I'm just going to leave it because I had so many stickers in my sticker collection in the 80s that were like this, that had the white border, so I'm not going to worry about it. But yeah, I had this little sticker book I was so proud of. I collected all these stickers in it. That's probably why I am still hooked on stickers to this day. I think I will glue this here. I like it. And it's just another memory of getting on my bike when I was a kid and going out and about. Going out like all day. Riding my bike, I'd go get an ice cream. There was a little basket on the front so I could put a book in there and go find a little quiet place and read. It just felt like freedom when I got on that bike. Okay, I found these bubbles too, which I thought were cute, but I don't know that. I think we're good without those. So what about our quote? I think we have a lot of images on the page. I'm liking how it looks, but we do need our quote. And I'm thinking that maybe I will paint little white swirls here and write it on there. Because I was thinking it would be, remember to take care of your inner child. Maybe write it like here, but I want them to be on like these swirly lines, like there's magic coming out of the wand, and there's the words and maybe some gold on there too, some nice like metallic gold on there. Now in order to do the white, I could do gesso and then I could write on it with Posca pen. I don't know how much the gold watercolor will like going on top of the gesso. Well, let's just try it. Let's just try it. And I'm going to have it coming out of the wand like this. So I'm going to start over here. And I'm using my fingers so I can make these nice wavy lines. And they might even go over this picture a little bit. The magic is reaching over from the wand into the picture. This magic. The magic was in you all along. All right. Let's dry that, and then I will take this little tin back out and we'll add some gold. No, I shouldn't do that yet. I should write the words first. So I will dry this, get my black Posca pen, and write our quote in here and hopefully spell everything correctly. Okay, got it. My black Posca pen. Gesso is dried. Whoops, we got a little... What is this? Oh no, that's underneath the wing. I thought that was a scrap that fell on. All right, so I will write... Remember to take care of your inner child. And I think I'll make some little, let me see, I've got these sparkly Poscas. Do I want to do blue? Blue's kind of nice. Maybe I'll do both. I felt like I needed to do like little swirlies like underneath. Like that. And maybe some little pink dots around. And let's see, maybe I should make these go over here so you can tell they're like coming out of the wand more. There we go. All right. So now we will dry that Posca pen and then we will add some gold. We'll just kind of add that to the outside like that. Coming out of the wand. It seems like it works just fine with the gesso. And I think I'm going to kind of like, well, I feel like I want to add a little bit of gold up here too, just like, almost like dripping down in places. I don't really know why. I don't know why I want to add the like dripping. It just feels right. And that's what this is all about, is just doing what feels right. Try not to overthink it. Just go with it. Especially if it's a child about, a page about your inner child. Then definitely go with the flow. Let your inner child play. And then I think I'll just add a couple little flecks of paint here. Oh, I think this needs some gold down here too. Like it feels like it's like finishing that edge or something when I put that on there. Maybe even underneath this picture here a little bit. There we go. We're trying to infuse this page with magic, so maybe a little bit there where it's like just the white page still. I think that is good for the gold. And then I think a little sparkle Mod Podge. Now just a bit, because we already have so much going on here, but I don't know, guys. Every page might have sparkle Mod Podge, so I think that's just the way I'm feeling lately, is I just want to add sparkle to everything. Just put it on the background here. Just kind of have it everywhere. Just got all kinds of magic. We're playing. And don't worry about if you're like overdoing it, or you're adding too much, or adding too little, or you know, it's all okay. You add as much or as little as you want. All right, I think that's good. Wait a minute. I want to put it on here. Should be on here, shouldn't it? On the wand. And like around the words and stuff. Right? That should be glittery. All right. We'll let this dry and then I will show you the final result. Okay, so this is pretty dry, so I just want to show you up close what we did today. Let me know if you are going to take this quote and build a page. Feel free to do these along with me as I do them each week. Oh, you can still see the blob there. That's not dry yet. That sparkle, let me make that a little bit thinner maybe. Yeah, that's going to take a little bit. But the rest is pretty much dry. But yeah, let me know if you are going to do the quotes along with me or if you're doing this one. Thank you so much for joining me here today. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you to Janet Nash for creating the hashtag gentle journaling. And if you need some more gentle journaling, be sure to number one, go to Janet's channel, but also look up the hashtag gentle journaling because you will see other creators that are also doing some peaceful, inspiring, creative work. And they inspire me all the time. Remember to take care of your inner child. I'll see you guys soon.